Right, this section here was all part of the lighthouse works, and we've got 37, which is the main part of the lighthouse works. 38 was the machine shop, where they machined all the parts for the lamps on the lighthouses, and then on this top corner here they got an assembly section where they used to test them for accuracy. 39 was the general office there, and then from there we go to 40, back up to the light into the glassworks, and I think 40 was the railway office, and there was a railway that came in off the main line here. We used to pull the trucks in with a tractor, and there was a gas plant here, number 16, where we produced gas for the south side. Okay?
Yep.
And then we're on 41, which is here. That was the general stores there, where you could pick up any stores that for different parts of the company, and we found we could get stuff for the lighthouse works and the glass works there. 42 was the electricians department there, and then 43 was the engine house. We had two great big engines there that with massive, I think they were somewhere in the region of about 10 or 12 foot diameter, the flywheels, and they used to produce the DC current for us, 440 volts, and that was because in the war and just before the war we had these engines where they produced the electricity for one motor in a department, and there were shafts all along the roof, and then each piece of equipment, the machinery, was run off a belt, off a pulley, and there were two pulleys on the shaft. One was a free one and the other one was a fixed, so that if you wanted to drive the machine you pulled a lever across, and it was a big flat belt, and it used to come across onto the solid pulley, and then your grinder or lathe or whatever it was would work. And when you wanted to stop it, you pulled the lever back and it ran onto the free pulley, and that was how we did it. But then of course over the time I was there, we started going on to the ordinary 240, 440 volts DC, AC current, and all the machines had their own separate lap motors. And then we're coming on to 43. Oh, that was the engine house. I've just been talking. 44 over this side was the blacksmith shop, and they used to produce stuff that was needed in the metalwork side of the factory. And then 45 up the corner there was a brickyard, and again there was a little basin that came off this canal here. That's the top canal, the Brindley Canal, and we used to have coasts come in here at one time. And then 46 over here is here. That's back in the lighthouse works, and they'd got their own little woodwork shop, which was a pattern shop, and they used to make patterns for any casting they required. And then 47 down here was the silvering department, where they used to silver glassware for the back of lighthouses and the searchlights during the war and things like that. And then 48 was the sumo pumps. Now that was another special thing. They made pumps for pumping water up out of the deserts, I think, and that was another separate product that the Chances did during the war. And then 49 up here was the grinding shop, where the lenses were ground and polished, ready for the prisms to fit in the lighthouses. And number 50 was the Austin light, which did a lot of electrical equipment for airfields and things like that during the war. and they used to have like a big caravan type of thing on 4 wheels, and there was all sorts of radio equipment in there, and things for airfields and things like that. And then 51 was the recreation ground. You came out of Albury Road here onto the recreation ground. There was a cricket pitch, a football pitch, tennis courts, a pavilion, all on that site over there. And then over this side of the road here, 52, before the war, this used to be the Birmingham tramway. You should run from Birmingham through Albury, and we had a depot there where they serviced the trams and left them at night. We took that over when it was closed, and we rented it to use for the supplement for the Austin light as well. So there were those things for the government were made in there as well.
Thank you, Arthur. That was really enlightening about Chance's. I really enjoyed it. So I hope the listeners enjoy this too. I'm sure they will.
Well, I hope I've got it all right, because it has been, 70 years since I was there, but I think pretty well it's as it was when I was there in 1945.
Well, Arthur, I can't challenge your memory because I have no clue whatsoever, but thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay. Right.